Hello, Math 7 students. This lesson is really just more practice with integer subtraction, but I really want to summarize the big takeaways from our last lesson. So let's just quickly review this problem, which was in our last lesson, -4 minus 3. In your tables, talk and figure out what is happening in this problem and how are we going to do that. I'm going to pause the recording as students talk at their tables. Okay, continuing on, who can tell me what's happening in this problem? Sweet? Yeah, this is 4 rocks take away 3 balloons. And we notice in this problem, 4 rocks take away 3 balloons. If all I have is rocks, how am I going to be able to take away those balloons? We have to turn into Dora, right? Oh no, we don't have enough balloons, so we have to look at our 0 pairs. But the key thing is, when I take away balloons, what's happening? When I take away balloons from this basket, what's happening? Brayden. Yeah, the basket is going to go down. Let's quickly review this problem. 3 minus a -5. Again, pausing the recording as students talk at their tables, and then we'll come back together to discuss. Ready, set, go. All right, coming back together, who can summarize what's happening in this one? Bree. Yeah, this is 3 balloons. Take away 5 rocks. And this is kind of the opposite problem of what we had before, where all I have is balloons in the basket and I'm supposed to take away rocks, but oh no, I don't have enough rocks. So we have to look for our 0 pairs. And we realize once we finish this problem, when I take rocks out of the basket, which direction does the basket go? What's happening to that basket? Gabby? It goes up. Great. And so this is also what we did in our last video, our last lesson. We summarized the big takeaways from all of this. And even though we've already done this in our last lesson, I still want to summarize again today because it's so helpful for practicing what we need to practice today. What happens when we take away rocks from the basket? You already told me this. What happens when I subtract a negative? You told me what, McKaylee? Yeah, the basket goes up. So what else could I do that's going to produce the same result? What different thing can I do to make the basket go up? What can I do? Gianluca. Yeah, we can change it to an add balloons problem. Now again, if I'm adding balloons, what am I really doing? I'm adding balloons are positive, so add a positive. Okay, and reviewing the last problem, what happens when we take away balloons from the basket? Balloons are in there, we're taking them away. What is happening to that basket, Braylon? It goes down. What else can I do to make the basket go down? Azul. We can add rocks, exactly, we can add rocks to the basket. If I add rocks, that is going to make that basket sink. So what does that mean? Subtract a positive, I can change to add rocks are a negative. Add a negative. And so that leads very nicely into the final reflection piece from what we've done the last couple of days. 3 balloons take away 5 rocks. We have this issue where we have to look at 0 pairs and it takes a long time to model, but I know that when I take away rocks, the basket is going to go up. And so remembering that the other way I can make the basket go up is adding balloons, that means I can make a change to this problem. Instead of taking away a negative, I can do what it says and I can add balloons or add a positive. So I want to rewrite this problem. But as I rewrite this problem, I want us to stay in the same place at the beginning. So we still need to start at 3. There's still going to be 3 balloons in the basket. And I still need it to end the same way. I need it to end at 8 with 8 balloons. So how do I change this problem? Taking away rocks can change to, yes, Harmony. Adding 5 balloons. And balloons are positive, so I would add a positive 5. You don't have to put this sign here, but it might be helpful for us to see that taking away negatives, taking away rocks, works the same way as adding balloons or adding a positive number. You can even put that in parentheses if you wanted to see the relationship there. Okay, the next one. Again, we've done this problem before. Again, we've done this problem. -4 minus 3 is equal to -7. 4 rocks, taking away 3 balloons. We're like, oh no, I don't have enough. I've got to look at 0 pairs. But the big thing to remember is when I take away those balloons, the basket is going to go down. And as we discussed right here, how else can I make the basket go down? I can add rocks, or in other words, add a negative. So I want to make this change once again. But the things that are not going to change, I'm not going to change where I'm starting. I still want to start at -4 with 4 rocks in the basket. And this problem still needs to end in the same place. We're going to end with -7 or 7 rocks in the basket. So what changes do I need to make here? Kaylee? Say that one more time, I'm sorry. Yeah, so instead of taking away 3 balloons, we are going to add rocks. How do I make that basket go down? I add rocks. So that means I'm adding a -3. 4 rocks plus 3 rocks is equal to 7 rocks. Instead of having to worry about getting out all of those 0 pairs to try and have enough rocks to take away, we can just add rocks. And it's going to be the exact same thing. So why does all of that matter? Because I have designed a bunch of problems where I really just don't want to have to draw all of those 0 pairs. I don't want to have to turn into Dora for every single problem. So I want to practice being able to rewrite some of these problems. So let's take a look at some of the first ones. I want you to first take a look at 1 and 3. Do you see that they are similar? Not exactly the same, right? And 2 and 4, you can see that they're similar. Who can describe what's happening in 1 and 3? And again, in 2 and 4. What's happening there, Bree? Yeah, this one is 12 minus 7. This one is 7 minus 12. So I'm just switching the order, right? And same thing with 2 and 4. -9 minus -6, switching it to -6 minus -9. Now, we already know subtraction is not commutative, so we're not going to get the same answer, right? But when we do these problems, we're going to start realizing, hey, some of them are kind of easy to do. Some of them require a little bit of extra work. So let's get started on this first one. Okay, so let's think about problem number 1, 12 minus 7. This is a positive number, right? 12 is a positive number, so I'm going to think about that as 12 balloons. I could draw those balloons if I want to, or I can just write it out, 12 balloons. What's happening in this problem? Are we adding or are we taking away? We are taking away. So we're going to be subtracting. And what exactly is it that I am taking away? Gabby? 7 balloons. So right after that subtraction sign is the number 7. 7 is a positive number, so we are taking away balloons. Oops, I just erased part of my words here. If I have 12 balloons, do I have enough that I could take away 7 balloons? Yeah, there is enough. So do I need to look for 0 pairs? No. I could draw out the 12 balloons if I want to. It might be helpful for some. And now that all 12 of them are drawn, can I cross out 7 of them? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we have when I had 12 and I take away 7? Let's count what's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 balloons, right? 12 balloons, take away 7 balloons is, of course, 5 balloons. Nothing wrong with that. It feels kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a 1st or 2nd grade level problem, right? Well, let's move on down to number 3 then. Is this one going to be that same level of problem? Not really. Let's write it out though. Again, where are we starting? We have 7 balloons. And what's happening? Are we adding or are we subtracting? We're subtracting, so we are going to be taking away. What is it exactly that I'm taking away? 12, and that's a positive number, so I'm taking away 12 balloons. Maybe I will draw them so that I can really see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have enough balloons here? No. So what would we have to do? If this were yesterday, what would we have to do? Phoebe. Yeah, we'd have to look at our zero pairs, right? We'd have to turn into Dora. Oh no, we don't have enough balloons. And then we would have to, now just watch, we would have to draw a bunch of zero pairs, right? I'm not just drawing extra balloons. What I'm drawing is zero pairs. Open up that magical backpack, find all of these zero pairs, and now, 5 minutes later, do I finally have enough balloons that I could take them away? Yeah, that was a lot of work though, right? You guys had to be very patient as I drew all of those out. That's one option. Eyes on the screen. What did we just talk about? Taking away balloons is the same as adding rocks. So you know what I can do now? I can rewrite this problem. So let's see if that is going to be advantageous to us at all. Thank you again for your focus as we do this together. Taking away balloons makes the basket go down. How else can I make the basket go down? What about rocks? I add rocks. So I can change this if I want to an add rocks problems. Exactly how many rocks? 12. Let's see which one is easier to model. Remember, we're still starting with our 7 balloons. I'm going to draw those 7 balloons again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now what am I supposed to do? Add 12 rocks. So all I have to do is just start drawing rocks. Do I have to draw the zero pairs to go with it if I change this problem? No. I just have to add the rocks. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. What happens now that I've added those rocks? What happens right about here? Those are zero pairs, exactly. So we don't have to count those. Those are zeros. What is it that I have left? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives, which means 5 rocks. So this is equal to a -5. I never did finish this problem. But if I did finish this problem and I took away 12 balloons after drawing all of those zero pairs, what is it that I have left in my basket? Those same 5 rocks, right? So I just want to take a vote. Who likes doing it this way? Opening up our magical backpack and finding all those zero pairs. Who likes doing that way? 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands, 4 hands. Okay. Who likes saying, wow, I could make this a lot easier for myself and just add rocks? Raise your hand. A lot more hands. So that's the beauty of mathematics. Thank you. You guys can put your hands down. You get to make the choice on how you want to do this. Eventually, as you get more and more and more practice, you will probably like changing your subtraction problems to addition problems. But here's the thing. Here's the things that I really want you to focus on, eyes on the screen right now. I'm not just changing subtraction to addition, am I? When I change subtraction to addition, I change the balloons to rocks, right? We're making 2 changes. All right, let's take a look at 2 and 4, and then after I do 2 and 4 with you guys, then I'll let you guys practice a little bit on your own. When I look at number 2, let's read through the problem. What are we doing? What is this? Where are we starting? -9, which means 9 rocks. What do I have in the basket? Or sorry, I'm sorry, wrong question. We have 9 rocks in the basket. What is happening? Am I adding or am I taking away? Taking away. What is it exactly that I'm taking away? Sweet. 6 rocks. 9 rocks. Take away 6 rocks. Do I have enough that I can do that? Yeah, that one's easy, right? I can even draw that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 rocks. Can I actually get rid of 6 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is it that I have left? 3 negatives, 3 rocks, or -3. That one's easy. Now, look at 4. I bet you can see that we're already going to have a challenge, right? All right. I'm going to pause the recording and let students start talking this one through, and then we're going to come back together to do it as a class. Pausing the recording now. Okay, what's happening in this problem? Describe it to me. I'm looking for some hands. Hands, please. Jaden. 6 rocks are in the basket. Keep going. We have to subtract 9 rocks. We are taking away 9 rocks. And suddenly this problem, when I make that switch, it's not quite as simple as the last one, right? Because do I have enough rocks to do that? No. So again, let's do this 2 ways. I'm going to split this in half so I can do it 2 ways. The first one, where I draw my 6 rocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, oh no, I don't have enough rocks. So what do I have to do? 0 pairs. So here's not just an extra rock, here's a balloon to go with it. And there's a balloon with the rock. So again, I'm not just drawing rocks, I'm drawing 0 pairs. Do I have enough that I could take 9 rocks away now? No, but I'm getting closer. There's another 0 pair. Do I have 9 rocks to take away now? Okay, let's finally take them away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rocks gone. What is it that I have left? 3 balloons. So we know that the answer is going to be +3 since there's 3 positives or 3 balloons. But again, you guys had to wait so patiently as I drew those 0 pairs, right? You also probably had to draw those 0 pairs. So let's look at another way to think about this problem. Still going to draw those 6 rocks because we have to start with our 6 rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But when I look at this problem and I see, hey, we're just taking away rocks, and when I take away rocks, the basket doesn't weigh as much, it's getting lighter, the basket is going up. How can I change this problem to make the basket go up? Instead of taking away rocks, what can I do? Kaylee, I can add balloons. So I can change this to an add balloons problem. How many balloons exactly? 9 balloons. So I don't have to draw any extra 0 pairs. I can just start drawing those 9 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, when I drew those 9 balloons, we created 0 pairs, didn't we? But I didn't have to draw them to complete the problem. They happened because I completed the problem. Those are all zeros. What is it that I have left? I have 3 balloons, 3 positives, or +3. Again, I'm just curious. Let's take a vote. Who liked doing it this way, the way we've practiced the last couple days, drawing in those 0 pairs? Couple of hands. Who likes changing the problem to addition and doing it that way? Okay, a few extra hands. And that is what today is all about. We're just going to continue practicing. So this time I don't have the exact same numbers that we can just switch back and forth. Oh, it looks like I did do that actually. So 5 and 7 are the same numbers, switch back and forth. 6 and 8 are the same numbers, switch back and forth. And so we can start practicing this. Here is what I want you to do. I want you to do these problems 2 ways, just like we did here. Okay? And that way, after you get enough practice, then you can decide which way you really, truly like doing better. I'm going to pause the recording as I watch students start working on these problems, and we'll come back together with probably a few more of them completed on the screen. As students are continuing to work in their groups, I'm going to put a few more of these problems in the video. -4, -9. We have 4 rocks. Take away, because this is a subtraction sign, and after that subtraction sign, I see a positive number. So that means 4 rocks take away 9 balloons. And again, as I start doing these problems 2 ways, I realize this is going to be a challenge because I have 4 rocks. And I'm supposed to take away 9 balloons, but I look at my rocks and I realize I don't have any balloons at all, which means I now need to take the time to draw 0 pairs. And you can imagine just how tedious this is going to be, just how long this is going to take. A positive and a negative to make a 0 pair, negative and a positive to make a 0 pair. You do this a few more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think I have enough now. Let me check one more time. Now, these are all of the 0 pairs that I need so that I can now take away 9 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it looks like when I take away all of those balloons that were part of the 0 pair, I have a lot of rocks. Let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 rocks. That's 13 negatives, or negative 13. But that was so tedious and so long that I just realized taking away balloons makes the basket go down. So I want to change this problem to make the basket go down by adding rocks instead. So I'm going to change this to adding 9 rocks. Again, change take away to add, change balloons to rocks. So we're making a couple of changes here. And now as I model this problem, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rocks. And what am I doing? Adding 9 more rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are these 0 pairs? No. Even though I wrote them one on top of the other, those are 2 negatives. Those aren't zeroing out. So how many rocks do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 rocks. That's 13 negatives, or negative 13. Again, let's do this one. Let's do this one 2 ways. Where I can see 5, that's a positive number, so that's going to be 5 balloons. Subtracting, so we are taking away. And what is it that I'm taking away? That's a negative 4, so that's going to be 4 rocks. And again, I don't even have to start modeling this to realize balloons taking away rocks, that's going to be a challenge. When I draw those balloons, I don't have any rocks here, which means I've got to take the time to draw all of those 0 pairs. And, oops, it looks like I drew an extra one. Do I now have enough that I could take away all of those rocks? Yeah. So let's take them away. 1, 2, 3, 4 rocks taken away, which means all I have left are balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balloons. 6, 7, 8, 9 balloons total. Those extra balloons came from the 0 pairs of the rocks that I took away. So 9 positives, or positive 9. What is the second way to do this problem? Well, we still start in the same place. So this is 5 balloons. But when I take away rocks, I realize the basket goes up. So I am going to make the basket go up by adding balloons. Adding 4 balloons specifically. So here's my 5 original balloons. Making the basket go up by adding 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at, I end up with those same 9 balloons that I had in the last version of this problem. This one means I don't have to worry about drawing in those 0 pairs. So this one was a little bit faster for me. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.